Hello folks, hope we're all doing well. Some good news to start with. Not only is it really sunny outside, it's a bit cold still, but it's really sunny, but I'm out of COVID jail and I can now go about my business as usual, which is absolutely fab, and I'm feeling a million times better than I was. I've not really been up to the allotment again just yet. I went up this morning, but I just dropped off some cardboard, dropped off some compost, some sand, some bits and pieces. But I'm planning on heading up there tomorrow morning because I've got a million and one stuff to do. You know, that's sort of 2 weeks near enough I've not been up there with the COVID and whatnot. So everything's just behind where it should be. And this time of year, it was a really busy 2 weeks. Not to worry, we'll get some filming done. I'll bring you up to speed with where we are and what's going on with the plot later in the week when I've got things done and put together, and you can all see that then. Anyway, one word of warning is last week it was just as sunny as this, and temperatures around here were up to sort of 15-16 degrees. It was absolutely beautiful, but that is very much a fake spring. It is still really cold out there now. I mean, it's maybe you'd be lucky if it's 10 degrees out there now, and overnight this week we've been down to sort of -3, -4 degrees. So your little tender plants still need some protection. If they're not very hardy, they still need to be kept under cover, under glass, that sort of stuff. I mean, here we're in zone 12, so our last frost date is the first week of May or thereabouts. You know, that's just a guesstimate. Keep an eye on the weather and temperatures and things as you get closer to that sort of time. Make your own judgment as to when your stuff comes out, but please just err on the side of caution, because you never know. You don't want to kill off any little plants, things like tomatoes and stuff like that aren't particularly hardy. You've spent all this time bringing them on, sowing, growing, getting them going, and then they get killed by frost. Just be a bit careful. Anyway, here ends today's sermon. On to what seeds to sow in April. So March was a bit crazy. There was loads of stuff going on. We were getting the tomatoes, the cucumbers, all sorts of stuff. And if I spin around there, that's where the sun is at the moment in the kitchen, by the way. So I move these trays around the kitchen. Later on, they'll be over there behind the camera where the sun goes. But there's beetroots, there's salad, there's brassicas, there's all sorts of stuff in there. It's still a bit cold outside for them, just a little bit overnight. But come Sunday, temperatures go back up and they'll be going in the little greenhouses overnight anyway. Right, seeds to sow this month. Let's get on with it. Peas, again, getting on with some of the big guns. So the peas, this is a variety called Sugar Snap. You know, you see it all the time in the supermarkets and things like that. Absolutely delicious. And peas are one of those things that it very rarely makes its way home from the allotment once it's grown, because it is so delicious picking them fresh off the plant and eating them straight away. But that variety there, Sugar Snap, absolutely delicious. Sweet corn, the sweet corn is going to be getting on the go. Maybe it's just a little bit too early. This will be going towards the very end of the month. It's not going to go in just now, end of the month for this one. And that's a variety called Incredible F1. Sometimes Incredible F1 can be a little bit difficult to get hold of. So if you want to grow this variety, go and grab some now. Say DT Brown do it. Loads of other ones do it as well, but head to DT Brown, get some Incredible F1 before it all disappears off the virtual shelves. Carrots, time to get some carrots on the go. I haven't done any early carrots this year. I'm just going to go for some sort of standard ones. The one here, Flyaway F1. It's called Flyaway because it's designed to try and be resistant to carrot root fly, which, as we all know, is an absolute pain. It's actually a really tasty variety. I didn't do these last year, but I did them the year before and they were absolutely great. And we're going to do some sweet candle. So sweet candle are a bit of a show carrot, so it's one of the show bench favourites. Not that I grow things to show or put in competitions or anything like that, but they grow really big, really straight, beautiful colour, and there'll be videos coming up soon-ish, I think, about how I'm going to do my carrots with sand and compost and stuff mixed together with palette colours, all that sort of jazz. So watch out for that one coming, and hopefully we'll grow some nice big long straight carrots, and they don't go forked into loads of weird and wonderful different shapes and directions. Next up, courgettes. Easily one of my favourite things to grow because they grow in abundance, they grow massive, or you can pick them small. This one here is a variety called Easy Pick Gold F1. Last year I did one green courgette and one gold courgette, and for us as a family of 3, those 2 plants produced more than we could eat and ended up giving loads away. So just off 2 plants you can grow absolutely loads of them. I am going to do a green one yet. I haven't quite picked the variety, but I'll update you on that as and when I get them. But that one there, Easy Pick Gold F1. To be honest, There's not much difference in taste and texture between the gold ones and the green ones. I just like doing it because they look good, look different when you cook them and things like that. A little bit of a brassica going on here. We've got Kale, Midnight Sun, and that is a sort of dark green into red sort of colour. It looks really, really beautiful when it grows. And as you know, Kale is pretty much indestructible when you grow it. Again, last year I grew far too many kale plants. I mean, just because it just keeps producing. You don't pick the whole plant out when you want to harvest it. Just pick the leaves and they'll come again. And it grew absolutely stacks of it. So I'm probably only going to grow 2, maybe 3 of these plants. So we'll give that a bash. But yeah, Midnight Sun, absolutely beautiful colour when it grows. Looks absolutely fab. What we're going to do now is let's switch to these ones here. These are 2 of the ones we got imported from Baker Creek in America. So these came a few weeks ago, and it's a couple of different types of squash to get on the go. This one here is called Boston Marrow, and that's a really funky sort of orange coloured sort of one. And this one here is called Honey Nut Squash, and that sounds absolutely delicious. Never grown these before, know nothing about them, so give them a bash. First time trying them. We'll get a few of them on the grow. Again, it takes up a lot of space to grow squash and pumpkins and that sort of stuff. They grow really long, so I'm not going to grow loads of them, probably just 1 plant of each, I reckon, and they'll go in and we'll see how they get on. The last 3 packets here are, well, I say the last 3 ones, getting a bit muddled up there. It's COVID brain, it's a thing, trust me. Some more free seeds here again. When you order from DT Brown, you get some of these free pack choice seeds. I've got a load of these on the go at the plot at the moment, and they're growing absolutely brilliantly. And our free seed labels, we'll move them over there as well. So we're left with 2, not 3, 2. And these are flowers. And as you know, I've mentioned before, I'm a big fan of growing flowers on the plot as well. Because it looks after the pollinators, but it brings them in because they pollinate all your fruit and veggies as well. So marigolds, love marigolds, go loads of marigolds, and they go all the way around the plot. Not only do they encourage the pollinators, marigolds, the scent that they give off discourages aphids, so your green flies, your black flies, that sort of stuff. Really, really good natural way of keeping aphids away from your plants. And last but not least, we've got some sunflower earthwalker, and I think earthwalker, if I remember, there's some big sort of giant ones. I wasn't going to do giant ones, but I always get tempted, and I've decided I'm going to do some anyway. These are probably going to get sown today because I'm a bit worried. I'm a little bit behind the time where I should be for sunflowers. I've got a couple of other varieties as well. They're already on the go, and I think I showed them in last month's video, but earthwalker is this month's. Anyway, that is a bit of a whistle-stop tour of what we're going to be sowing this month. Remember what I was saying about the frost, it's still there, it's still a threat. Please be careful with your little plants. Anyway, that is me done for today. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.